There's not a need, but I will remind you about some data on big data. Today the sector is growing by 40% per year, 7 times quicker than the overall information and communication markets. And according to the European Commission, business that built the decision-making process on knowledge generated from data see a 5-6% increase in productivity. In addition, big data also has the potential to transform a range of areas such as public services, including transport planning, healthcare, disease control, and of course many others. Clearly having the data of people's real behavior produce valuable information, even sometimes more information than the one you get when you have a survey and you ask people what they think about, because sometimes the relationship on between what people think about and how people behave is quite different. I can tell you that because for many years I've been working in that sector. And so it's extremely important to know this real behavior to tailor different provisions from transport, demands, and many other things can be mentioned. There is no doubt that today big data is not only one of the major trends in ICT that offers a great potential for Europe's global competitiveness. But big data can be approached and debated by many angles. And up to now, we often find that kind of angles that deal with trust and security. Our approach for this debate was to try it not mostly from these angles, which immediately drive us to data protection debates and so, but from the perspective of growth and competitiveness. That's in principle the idea, more than the ones we are more accustomed, at least in Parliament, to have. In that sense, a perspective like that brings up questions such as how to create a business value out of big data, what kind of new business models and new services we can expect to emerge around big data, what is the potential of big data for jobs and growth in Europe, how consumers finally benefit from big data, and many others. Now, since the time is quite limited, we have 4 speakers this night. I will introduce them in a telegraphic mode, and we can go for our first, for the entrance, and after that we go for the presentation and the debate. We have first Giuseppe Abamonte, Director from DG Connect's Directorate for Media and Data, which is extremely linked to this partnership, private-public partnership on big data that the Commission has launched. So it is very specialized now in this sector. Our second speaker will be Enrique Medina, Chief Policy Officer from Telefonica. Third speaker will be Giampiero Lotito, Founder and CEO from Facility Life. And our last panelist will be Ajit Haukar. It's very familiar for all you are in the EIF, professor now in this moment at the Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, and is an EF advisor. Lastly, I must mention that we will have first respondents, which will be Casey Chappell, a Global Privacy Council from Vodafone Group. So we start with in this part with the speakers, and we have the first one, the entrance, and we will continue later on. So, Mr. Abamonte, Giuseppe, the floor is yours.